Hi guys, it's Dakota. I hope everybody's doing well. So as you can see, we are not outside doing a walkabout. It is a little gloomy and overcast, to be quite honest with you. And when I went, it's not cold out or rainy, but it's just overcast. And I thought, well, that's all right, it's fine. And so when I went outside and was doing some recording just to kind of get the flow of things. I don't use my phone very often for filming anyway. I use it a lot I do take videos of butterflies and birds and things like that, but not so much YouTube-y with it. And so I was filming to see how it was going to be, and everything looked gloomy. It's the colors weren't coming out. So I decided that we'll just wait. There's going to be plenty of sunny days between now and next fall. And so there'll be some time to do the walkabout. And hopefully more things will be in bloom, and there won't be quite as much pollen that I have to breathe in while we're walking around. And so yeah, well, the spell, I wanted to do a spell and something I want to do, but I had left everything at home, or I'm sorry, I left everything at the store, and because I was going to do the walkabout today. So that's not happening. If I do, and it's something that I want to do though, like I kind of really want to do it. I wanted to do it today, but I didn't bring the stuff with me. That's the bottom line. And so that can't be done. So then I came upstairs. Obviously, I'm not in the witch cottage. I just didn't feel like taking everything over there today. I know it's like 50 feet away. It's just right there. But I didn't feel like dragging everything over there and getting set up over there. So I was frustrated. So I came upstairs and I grabbed my cards. I grabbed my tarot cards, and I thought, whew, let me just, take a breather. Let me just talk to my cards for a minute. And sometimes I like to just hold my cards when I'm thinking and clearing, and I don't know why. I mean, you would think that I would pick up a stone or something like that, but a lot of times, I think because, my cards are about, for me, this is just me, my tarot cards are about communication. And sometimes if I have, now I don't, and as you know, I don't read for myself. I don't read layouts for myself. And the reason why is because I cheat. I've mentioned that before. If that isn't the answer I was hoping for, I'll find a way to manipulate the cards so that oh yes, but if I do this, it's one of those things. I don't do that for others when I'm reading. I'm very honest and very authentic and very much about this is what the cards say. As you know, I'm not psychic. I don't read fortunes. I don't go into destiny. I'm not going to tell you that you should move or you should, you're going to have 3 kids in the next year, anything like that. So I don't do destiny. I don't do fortunes. I read the cards. So a lot of times when nothing is working out, which was today, like nothing was working out for me today, I'll come upstairs and I'll grab the cards. Sometimes I'll do just one card. Now, if I pull one card, that's different. That's me saying what gives. What do I need to know? However, that being said, I typically do not use this deck, which is a Witch's Tarot. This is a deck that I use at work for clients. I will use it if it's all I have, but when I'm home, I've got 20 plus decks at home. I actually like to pull from either the Wildwood Tarot or one of my Oracle decks if I'm doing a one card message of the week, please. What do I need to know? What do I need to be seeing? What do I need to be releasing? Those kind of things. And because that's not me asking a specific question, should I do this, or what's going to happen if I do that? I don't ask specific questions. The cards tell me this, that, or the other. Then I go, okay, that's what I'll look for. That's what I'll work on. Those types of things. So I came upstairs and I picked up my cards. And I was just really kind of holding them and just kind of, I do this, I just shuffle them and kind of just think about things, just kind of thinking about things. I've been having some really interesting dreams and interesting messages coming through on my dreams. And so I thought, well, let me ask some clarity about what's going on with that, but I'm not ready for that yet. I don't want that yet. When the dream cycle ends, I might be more inclined at that point than if I haven't received the clarity through the dreams, then perhaps I'll do a card and see if it can bring me some clarity. But anyway, so while I was up here just going through and thinking, things, I thought, what? When we were closed last year, we were only closed for about a month and a half, 2 months, something like that, for the COVID, for quarantine. I would do live videos on our Facebook page and for the shop, and that was fun. It was a way for me to keep in touch with my customers, and it was live, so they would leave comments, and I was able to answer questions, and we could kind of communicate a little bit that way. And I did some spells, and one of the things that I would do would be a 3-card. Well, actually, I would lay 3 cards, and you could pick card number 1, number 2, number 3, and it would give you time to look at them or whatever and see if any of the cards resonate with you, and that's what we're doing today. So see if any of the cards resonate with you, if any of the cards stands out, and then I just read the card for what the card is worth based on the card, because obviously I don't know if you have a question, or I don't know what your issues are or anything like that. So I would just read the card based on the card, and I would say that 9 times out of 10 it pretty much was right on with those people that did choose a card. So I thought, well, I'm going to do that today and with you, but I'm going to add a little something with it. So if you want to play along, sure, fantastic. I'll lay the cards, and then you can pick a card and see if that resonates with you, if it answers a question, if you had a question, if it makes any kind of sense to you whatsoever. And if not, then that's fine too. Tarot and tarot readers and psychics are never 100% right on all the time. It would just almost be impossible. I've had several readings, and especially when you're doing online, because there's no energy connection. So at least for me, and at least for me, so please don't send me any hate mail. Just for me, I'm saying for me, I don't read online. I don't do any tarot online, nothing online, because I miss the interaction. I miss the energy interaction. And when I'm doing the cards, I am just as we're talking, that energy is going into the cards. Whether you have a question or a concern or anything, it doesn't matter. The cards pick up on your vibrations, and whatever you need to know goes into the cards, and hopefully that card will come to the surface when we go to do the reading. So I thought that's what I would do today, just for fun, just for some fun and something different. So, and yes, I do shuffle my cards this way. I shuffle slow. I'm not a poker dealer. I don't work at the casinos. I like to take my time with the cards. I do not split my cards, and I call it flip shuffling. I don't know what it's called, where you split it in two and then you just kind of shuffle them that way. For me personally, it's somewhat, it's kind of abrasive. It feels sort of abrasive to me. And I just, I don't treat any of my spiritual tools that way. And my cards, they are spiritual for me. They are a tool that I use in my in and on my path. I use them. I speak to them. They speak to me. I have a relationship with my cards, as I do with a lot of my tools. I'm looking here because that's my devotional altar is right there. I just would never throw something on my altar. I can't even imagine that, oh, I found this and throw it on the altar, or even, just no. I'm very respectful of my tools, and my tarot cards are a tool. And so I just don't like flip shuffling, and I like to take my time because, like I said, first of all, what's the hurry? There's no hurry. If someone's not impressed with the way I shuffle, and that's what you're coming for, is to see how I shuffle, then we already have issues. So anyway, that's what I do. Okay, so the cards are shuffled, and then what I do is I either split the cards into, yes, I know, I either do a 2-card split, or I will do a 3-pile split. It just depends on what the cards tell me to do. Today I'm doing 3. So there was 3 piles. I picked them up, and I'm going to go ahead and get them laid out here. Let's put the camera down, and I think right there, and I'm just going to lay them face down. This is going to be card 1. I'm going to read from me. This is my left. I don't know how it'll come up on the camera, but this is my left, and so this card right here will be card number 1, and this is card number 2, and this will be card number 3. All right, let me put these down. I'll put them over here. Okay. Okay, so there's 3 cards face down. Now, before you choose your card, or one may already be jumping out at you, and that's fine too. What I do for myself when I'm doing a card spread, when I want something different, I have nature's gifts. I collect bones. I've got all kinds of rocks, stones and fossils. And then I have a lot of things that I call Earth's gifts, even though these are all Earth's gifts. The first thing I have is, this is a goose bone. I bought this at Pagan Pride here in Raleigh, North Carolina, years ago. I'm going to place that on card number 1. No other reason than I just picked that up. This is the order that they're in my hand. This I have is a, if you can see it, it's a sand dollar fossil. So it still has a tag on the back. I used to sell these at my store. It is a sand dollar fossil. And we'll put that on card number 2. So card number 2. Now, card number 3, you're going to have, this is a Luna Moth chrysalis. All right, a Luna Moth chrysalis. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we do the reading. That's going to be card number 3. So we have card number 1, 2, and 3. So what I'm going to do is, it's so funny, I can't see the camera real well because it's pointed down. And it has like this weird kind of glow on it, but I can see this is my Lucifer t-shirt. I got it from Black Craft, and I love it. It's so funny. And he's like kind of rainbowy because of the glare on the screen. All right, so card 1, card 2, card 3. All right, so let's go ahead and start with card 1. Now remember, I don't know your question, I don't know your issue, I don't know if you have one or you don't have one. Maybe you just say, oh, I like card number 3 or card number 1, whatever. I'm just going to read the cards based on the card itself, the you know, sort of that basic meaning of the card and how I personally feel about the card. And then you can determine if that works for you or it doesn't work for you. And all right, so card number 1 is, we have, I'll put this over here for a second so it doesn't fall off the table. We have the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. See if you can see that. I hope it's not glaring because like I said, I can't really see from where I'm at because the computer screen is, I don't even know where the camera is. Oh, it's pointed down, so it's hard for me to see. But okay, so this is the 4 of Cups. This is the Witch's Tarot again. It's the back of the card, and we have this person sitting here with their arms crossed in front of them. This is called a defensive pose or an insecure pose. And this person is quite pouty, quite feeling sorry for themselves, had a bad day, had a bad life, you know, poor thing. And yet the friend is over here saying, I'm here, I've got you, I'm listening to you, talk to me, tell me what's going on, let me be of help to you. And she's actually presenting another cup, which cups in tarot is about emotions. So she's there for emotional support. And this person, you know, is this you? What is the problem? You know, it's really about, you need to lighten up, let it go, quit sulking, don't play the victim. You got your feelings hurt. Okay, we all get our feelings hurt. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you had a breakup, and that is hard to deal with. That is very sad and it's very hard to deal with. But if you just continue to sulk when people are obviously trying to help you, they have you, they've got, you know, they're giving you some emotional support, but you have got your heart chakra so blocked off that you just refuse any help. You'd rather just sulk and cry, and while others are just there listening and telling you that, you know, I have shoulders and you can talk to me about it, but at the same time, we need to move forward. Now, the goose bone, or the spirit of the goose, okay, let me back this up a little bit. There we go. The spirit of the goose. The spirit of the goose is about, it's about loyalty, and it's about courage, and it's about having a sense of purpose. And that might be how you feel right now, is that what is your purpose? You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't know what the answer is. You don't know how to go about it. But with the goose spirit, they are very much about family. They are very much about friends. They are very much about their career. Or not their career, but career. That is the spirit of the goose. And so they're also, if you've ever been around geese, they're very vocal. They're quite vocal. So it is about communication. When you shut yourself off from those that are trying to help you, it's not serving your good. And before long, people get tired of hearing that same old thing. when you're not even open, you're closed off. You're not even open to hearing suggestions, and they are being quite loyal. They are right there and you know, trying to help you. So the fact that that Goose Spirit is also about communication is you need to speak up, or you need to speak out. So if there's something that's really troublesome for you and you're feeling maybe some guilt or some shame or some embarrassment, and it's something that needs to be told, then you do need to learn how to speak out about it, because that is not okay. But just understand that Goose is about, again, it's about courage. It is about one's own purpose. It is about loyalty, family, friends, and so keep that in mind, and about communication. Open up your heart chakra. Look at completely closed off. You need to open up that heart chakra. I know it's hard, but that's what needs to heal so that you can move forward. All right, card number 2. And I did purposely laid the cards upright. I did not want to get into any reverse readings today. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands. This is the 5 of Wands. And as you can see down here at the bottom of the card, you can see Wands is all about, Wands is a very active card. Wands are very active. They're fiery. They're, you know, they're full of drive and motivation, ambition. They're quick. They're very driven, and they can be very, fire can be very dangerous. And in this battle down here represents this chaos, just constant battle. This could be a battle between you and a relationship. Could be coworkers, it could be job, it could be a neighbor, or it could be a battle within yourself. Chaos within yourself. Now if you look up here, you see that a couple of them have stood back. So when I read this card, the 5 of Wands, I see it as you have a choice. You can either stay engaged in the chaos, in the BS, or you can step back from it. And when we pull the sand dollar, let me set this card down for a second so I can hold this better. When we talk about the sand dollar, you can see that it's a 5-pointed star, right? It's got 5 pointed stars. So, you know, if you're somewhat witchy, well, then we can look at that as the human of microcosm, or the man of microcosm, the 5 elements, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. We can see this as being the crown chakra, arms reached out, healing, feet being grounded in earth. So it takes on a lot of meanings. It does take on a lot of meanings. And what its spiritual meaning is it's about change and transformation. Change and transformation. If you change what is happening here, it will transform you. If you transform what is happening here, it will change you. So you have a choice to either stay and engage in this, or you can step back and watch from afar if you have to. But this is, you know, that change and transformation, if you think about that, and the grounding, you have to ask yourself if this is where you want to be in chaos. Work with the elements. We just had the series on the elements. You can work with the elements to help that change. Work on your chakras. Make sure that your chakras are in alignment. Ground yourself. Do some meditation. And stay out of the battle. Stay out of the battle. Card number 3. 6 of Wands. Interesting. 6 of Wands. So here you had the 5 of Wands, the battle. And if you can change and transform, even though these are individual cards, I'm just saying, you can come out the victor. If you right away from the chaos, if you walk away from the chaos, if you choose not to engage in the chaos, you will be the victor of your own, of your own energy. I'm going to talk about this Luna Moth right now real quick, because the Luna Moth, the story of the Luna Moth is really sad, and I don't know if you know about the Luna Moth, but the Luna Moth lives for about 7 to 10 days. They don't have a mouth. They're born without a mouth, so they can't eat the sweet nectar that they smell on the flowers. It's really quite sad. So what is their purpose? Well, their purpose is they are actually food. That's what they are. They are food, and their predator is the bat. Now, I love bats. I absolutely adore a bat. And the bat loves a Luna Moth. Luna Moths are very slow. They're slow flyers. So, sadly, they become the food for the bat. Now, it takes a Luna Moth. They build their little cocoon here out of leaves and mud. So what you see right here, let's see if I can do it. Right here, it's a leaf, but it's bound together with mud. Isn't that cool? And then they crawl inside. They lay their eggs. Of course, while they're alive, they've mated or whatever, and they lay their eggs. Now, the process, the lifespan of the Luna Moth, like I said, is 7 to 10 days. And yet it takes a Luna Moth about a year to complete its growth, to complete its transformation. So when I think about the Luna Moth and I see this victor, life is short. Life is really short. So, and even though it doesn't belong with this card, you can use this card as well, because if you think about it, life is really short. So you can either spend your life in this chaos, and life is short, not really enjoy it, or you can walk away from this chaos and become your own victor. Life is short, and why waste it on this kind of energy? So I really, really like that. I really like the outcome of these using the Little Earth's gifts. And one thing that I will mention is that I've done this in the past, and this is something that I encourage anybody that reads tarot or oracle to do, if you don't already. Now, you know, you can use anything you want with your cards. Some people use runes. Some people throw bones with their cards. I have a bag of stones that I might have the client reach in the bag and pull out one stone. That one stone will go with the end result of their reading. You have to, of course, know a little bit about the stones. I mean, you can't just, let's just say it was a rose quartz and their reading was about relationships. Well, then you have the rose quartz to think about. Or if it was about relationships and maybe they pulled out a hematite or maybe the black obsidian, both of those being for protection and grounding, you know, how does that work into or play into your reading? And I enjoy having a few items to choose from. So I have done this with clients before who really didn't have a plan or an issue or anything. They just sort of wanted to have something different. And if I'm doing, you know, so if I'm doing just 3 cards for them, I might have 5 or 8 different items excuse me, out on the table, and I will lay their cards first face down so they don't see them, and then I allow them to choose one item for each card, and then we see how that plays out. It's really fun, and it's something that I do for myself because, as you know, I don't do layouts for myself. I don't do tarot layouts for myself because I cheat. For myself, I cheat. But it's a lot harder to cheat when I'm just asking for a message and I pull a card and I go, okay, so a victor for what? Because I didn't have a specific question, and how does this pertain to my life or to this week? Because usually I ask for, I usually don't use tarot. I usually use an oracle card for my weekly message, but I do occasionally use tarot. But anyway, let's say that I use tarot and I've pulled this card, which is the victor. You know, so if I need a deeper meaning to this, and let's say I pulled this so that I'm not able to cheat. Because when you have the card and then you have the symbol that goes with the card, not that it goes with it, but you know what I'm saying, when you have something that you've pulled that is a symbolic in itself, and you put that with your card that you pulled, how does that relate to the card, to the message of the card? So it's really fun. And like I said, you can do it with anything. So, you know, to start out, if you wanted to just have, say, 5 stones, choose 5 of the more common stones, like maybe amethyst, rose quartz, quartz, black obsidian, some citrine, you know, so citrine would be prosperity. Maybe you want one for health, maybe you want one for protection, one for love, and then one for whatever else. And learn a little bit about the stones, the 5 stones. It wouldn't take you that long to learn about those stones. And then do your reading and draw 1 stone. And then what is that stone? How does that stone add to the meaning or to the end result of your reading? And do that. And like I said, I love finding things out in nature. I mean, bones, stones. Like I said, I found this in my garden. I would not have ever taken this, with the exception of it was done. You know, it was done. Snake skin. I'm looking up snake skin. What else do I have? I've got twigs. You know, twigs that had a shape that reminded me of something. Just anything. You could use anything. I have a little rattle. It's a little deer hide rattle. Bought that at Pagan Pride as well. Now, and I do use it when I'm using chants and stuff like that. I've actually had that on my table of things. And how does that play in? You know, spirit of the deer, how does that play in to the overall message of that card as an end result? So it's fun. So you kind of need to get out of the box. You know, it's great to have your layouts. It's great if you only work with a Celtic cross spread. That's fantastic. If you've created your own spreads, maybe you have a spread for love and romance. Maybe you have a spread for prosperity spread, or whatever, my boyfriend's cheating on me spread, any kind of thing like that. Those are all great. That's all really cool. But I love expanding. I like to get out of the box. My students are probably going blah, 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 blah. They don't want to hear that anymore. But because I preach it, you know, get out of the box. Expand your knowledge. So you have to expand your knowledge, and you've got to learn about your things first. You need to learn about them and work with them. What do they mean? What do they mean to you? And then use them with your stuff. It's really fantastic. And then, you know, I mean, you could even ultimately not have to use your cards if you wanted to. If you didn't want to do a tarot card spread, you could just reach into your little magic pouch or box, or wherever you keep all of your little magical stuff, and pull 3 or 4 things. Read them. That's how you learn, and that's how you grow, and more importantly, that's how you have fun. So that's it, guys. Like I said, the walkabout is going to happen. I'm not going to even say now that it's going to happen next week. We'll see what the weather is, but I do have some spell work coming up that I will, if I feel like I can wait until next week, then I certainly will. It's not an there's no urgency for it. It's something that I want to put out there, and it's something that I haven't done on here yet, and so I thought it would be a great opportunity to share that information with you as well. So it might be that I do it tomorrow, and if so, I'll record it, and then I'll just post it next week. All right? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe if you did. Leave a comment. My incense is blowing in my face. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.